We've been traveling for almost a year as digital nomads. What? Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Mia Nebo, and today we're gonna talk about interesting topic about traveling, obviously. And how did we end up traveling like that? Why did we decide to become digital nomads, or how it actually happened? Why we quit, and all of the other things. Why we decide to travel like that, live somewhere without a stable living situation. Why did it happen? Because simply we didn't really have too many other choices. And I know people usually plan this, but our life was pretty challenging with everything going on. We were living in different countries with my husband, so we planned to live in Ukraine for a little bit. We hope that later on my documentation will be figured out and I will be able to come to his place, to US. But not always things work like that, so we had to change our plan. We were living in Ukraine, then all the crazy things started to happen. We realized that anyway, even if I will get some documents, I will have to go to Europe. It's the best way to go to Europe already, right? So we went to Poland. If you're interested about this topic specifically, I have another video about it. You can check it out. I will leave the link in the description. We went to Poland and we are really grateful to Polish people. They are amazing. They helped us a lot as other Ukrainians. And we stayed in Poland for way longer than we expected. So we stayed there around 2 months, and we didn't expect that at all because my husband didn't have nobody working on his business in US. So we were in a position where we weren't really digital nomads, but more like nomads. We were pretty lucky to have a place to stay, but we're trying to figure out situation with documents, so we had to go to other cities. We tried all the possible options. We saw that everything will speed up now, that my documents will be there really soon and we can go to US, but unfortunately that wasn't the case, even though it was not the case for 2 years almost. What happened next? We also had a chance to travel to Italy. It was nice, but it was still very stressful to be in that position where we don't know what to do at all. We didn't work at all, so we were not sure how long we will be able to stay in that position. And I didn't want really to go back to Ukraine. At that point, there were no job for me, and for my husband it was no reason to go to Ukraine either. So we were thinking maybe if like he goes to US and I go back to Ukraine, but for me it was also dangerous to go back, so I should like stay in Poland or something, which also wasn't the best option because we don't have relatives there, or we didn't have like our living situation figured out. So we heard a lot of people go to Mexico and they got their humanitarian parole like that at that point. And it sounded like an amazing option. After being done with waiting and after feeling like it's too much and we should do something, we went to Mexico. And at first we've been to Cancun a few days. It was pretty nice, but we weren't like a regular tourist. We didn't book amazing all-inclusive resort as you can imagine. And as I think most of digital nomads would do, they would just like live in a non really touristy places. So it was quite different, I can imagine, from those people who stay at those resorts. We went to Juarez, and the reason why we did it because our friends live in Juarez and they kindly proposed us to stay there. That was very interesting experience because Juarez, it's completely different. Mexico, it's pretty dangerous place for the most part. You see all these walls 3 meters tall with some extra tools for protection, and the safest place. I wouldn't really recommend to go there like that, but we had our friends there, so we felt like it's a good option to stay there for a little bit until we figure a few more things. Next were happening some crazy stories, and I don't want to go too deep in my memory and remember all of the crazy things. Like I had to just go through easily with humanitarian parole as it was at that time, but something went wrong. They didn't let me like that. I had to be for a few days in a detention, and it was very crazy. But occasionally we got to US, and that's not the point of this video. We started to travel through US. Didn't have nothing set up in US either, so we just stayed with friends. I didn't like the city where we were staying, so we started to think, okay, maybe there are some other options. We don't really have nothing to worry too much at that point because we can just in US we can do the work remote. It seemed like a good plan, right? It was pretty challenging too. So we were living in different places sometimes. US is huge, right? So we would drive with a car and it would take us 3-4 days to reach the next destination to stay for a few days. And between that we had to take short stays and at hotels for like 1 night, 2 nights, and we always had to carry all the things back and forward because we were doing our job remote as a business remotely. We had to carry the business stuff too and set up like a small office in hotel, so that looked pretty crazy. um, and it seemed all right at the beginning, but at the end it started to feel pretty challenging to do that every time. We just felt like we put too much effort into it. So we traveled to California. We stayed a little bit with my relatives. We stayed at apartments, at hotels that we booked here and there. Beautiful sunsets. It was summer. It had very nice small restaurant with amazing food out there. We also had our dog traveling with us, so she enjoyed that a lot. She had a lot of freedom, a lot of nature around, and that was really nice for her. Then we just were visiting all the places we thought we might live in. Many places were more or less similar. Some places were pretty crazy, like we were in Las Vegas and I thought, okay, so I'm in a fashion, this might be it. Here they definitely have some events, here they definitely have some good locations for like photo shoots, this and that, and it seemed like so cool. It seemed like, yeah, that should be it. And then we arrive there and it's like, oh no, it's definitely not it. Las Vegas was actually super sketchy. I was shocked. Like, it was crazy. Like, we saw that people who rent apartments, pretty high-end apartments, they pay not a small money for them, and they still write reviews like, oh, we got robbed, we have gunshots here, we have this, we have that, and it was very common. So we wanted to have some safety, and it didn't feel safe at all. Homeless people, a lot of drug addicted people, a lot of crazy things going on, and it's just very sad to see that. And it's just such a sad place for me personally. Then we went to Florida, and okay, Florida seemed pretty nice. The feeling there was amazing because of the ocean. You feel so good. You have the sunshine, but then you also have crazy rain out of nowhere, and it was pretty often. Then they also have hurricanes. Didn't seem right. So at that point, we were completely exhausted from all the trips, from everything, and we were like, okay, all right, we have to decide something. We have to do something. We can't just travel like that, work from hotels. It's just a little bit too much. So we decided to um, go to the city where my husband originally lived and find something there, and then when we are in more stable situation to find out more, maybe find some better place later on. That was a crazy journey for us. It was pretty challenging. It was also fun in some parts. Now that I look back, I just want to say that even when the situation seems so challenging, like for me in Poland, it seemed like what we're gonna do, how it will be, like where we will go, right? But it was still amazing. Once in a while, I was able to see my friends. I was able to see my mom 2 times, and that was really, really nice. Because now that I'm here in US, it's too far away from everybody, and I kind of miss that time a little bit. Don't be scared of the crazy situations in your life. Just take them and believe that something good will turn out of this. I think to be a digital nomad, just plan it maybe better, because yeah, obviously for us we didn't have like time to plan it. It's all possible. Try to do everything to minimize your stress. I'm sure it can be amazing too. People can live like that for years and years. Have yours experience. It can be completely amazing. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. See you later.